Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm Mas.
And I'm Ari.
And we are in a long distance relationship. Now, you guys clicked on this video because you want 6 tips to improve the long distance relationship you are in now. And you may just be interested in a long distance relationship if you guys are not in one. So, we are here to give you those 6 tips. Stay tuned and we'll help you guys out a lot.
Yeah, make sure you stay tuned till number 4 because that's a great tip. It really helped us out. Like doing that trick, and I'm sure it'll help you guys out too.
Yeah, so be sure to watch the whole video. You guys do not want to miss any of these tips because these tips, some of them are really different from all the other tip videos you guys may have already seen from watching this one. Now, if you are new, be sure to subscribe.
Leave a like.
And of course, turn on your post notifications. Some of you guys don't have your post notifications on. Turn them on so you guys can get notified.
Especially when we do lives, because we're going to start doing more
live
of those.
streams. Stay tuned.
Tip number 1.
Try to set up a date for the next time you're gonna see your partner.
Yeah.
So, for example, you guys have already seen your partner, and then you're uncertain when you leave that person, when's the next time you're gonna see him or her?
Yep.
So what you wanna do is when you leave, you kinda wanna leave off on a good note in terms of you want to give an estimate when the next time you guys possibly see each other. It could be
an estimate, or set an exact date, whichever one works better for you at that time. And then that kind of makes leaving each other easier.
Yeah.
Right? It gives you a light at the end of a tunnel. It gives you hope. It makes it more like you have excitement to look forward to.
Yeah, less worried, of course, too. You can even download an app or so and count down the days till you guys see each other, hype each other up, and just know that, of course, everything will work out in the end.
Number 2, communication.
Communication, guys, is really key.
I know you hear this a lot, but they really do mean it when they say communication is key. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly one of the most important ones on this list. You need to communicate. So if you have something bottled up inside, tell your partner.
Yeah, even if it's really small, you think it's really small, it doesn't matter. You should probably tell them right away because it can build up over time and get worse. If you talk about it right in the moment, it stops that problem from persisting and you can resolve it right away.
Yeah, because if you leave all these problems and there's consistent problems and leave it to bottle up, then all of a sudden it could cause a breakup. I mean, it really could.
You could blow up basically.
Pretty much. And also, if you never talk about the problem, you would never know if the problem wasn't even a problem in the first place. So imagine you leave it all bottled up, all these problems, and then you finally release the problems without the person being able to either explain themselves or just even talk to you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, I forgot what. And you should always talk about your problems even if you think it's small because it can be hurting yourself. And if you resolve it, that's less pain and hurt for yourself. So look out for yourself as well. So number 3, don't ever give up on your relationship even though it's really hard. The only reasons that you should break up in a relationship is for extreme circumstances like abuse or cheating. But besides that, you got into a long distance relationship and there was a level of commitment there already. So you should really try not to give up.
And look, guys, the distance could be hard. I mean, it is hard. No, it really always is hard. The thing is, you have to really think back to the reason why you entered the long distance relationship in the first place, right? That, like she said, there was a level of commitment. And I think that if you are in a long distance relationship, you really must question and realize, and you should have done this at the start of it if you haven't already, that is that you have to kind of see a future with this person, right? Because you are willing to go through whatever this is, maybe 5 years, 10 years of long distance to, of course, end up being with that person in the end after the distance. You are willing to feel the pain of the distance in order to actually be with that person in the end. Because then there's no point of a long distance relationship. Why would you put yourself through that in the first place? So you have to be committed, I'd say. And if you are not, and if you this is not the relationship for you.
Yeah, but once you're committed and you know that this is the relationship for you, like I said in the beginning, don't just throw it away. Try to get through it. Don't give up. And only if there's extreme circumstances again, then that's the only reason why you should end things.
And ask yourself if that person is worth it. Number 4. So finally we get to the number 4. You guys, this is the one we've been telling you to wait for and watch
Yeah.
through the whole video to see this. But basically, number 4 is Skype dates, or yeah, setting up online dates. This is something that a lot of people don't know about, especially people who are not in long distance relationships. I assume most of you know about this, but Skype dates has really worked for us. Really worked for us.
And we usually do a Skype date once a week, every Friday. That way we see each other on a video chat every week. We don't overdo it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Like, what's overdoing it in the long distance relationship? So you want to see each other at least once a week, your face, not like literally in person, but in person it's great, of course. You want to try to see the person as much as you can, of course. But long distance, when you're in a long distance relationship, when you guys are apart for that time you're apart, you want to see each other at least once a week, once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Should be fine. Like for us, we set up a date every Friday night.
We talk for a few hours on Skype, and then we don't overdo it because we don't call each other every day on Skype. Like, not seeing each other every day helps to build that like mystery and
attraction, right? And that I'll get into that in a second, but basically you have to set a date, and it doesn't have to be consistent. You could change the dates up, of course, but a time period that you will take out of your day to talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Because if they're important, then you would allocate that time. And guys, look, it's fine if some days you can't on that time. Just make sure you let that person know in advance and reschedule a date night. But you guys could watch movies over Skype. That's an idea. You guys could just talk about things, talk about your week, and so on. But it's really important to see each other.
Yes, but not overdo it. And like with other things, we also don't just want to Skype once a week, because then that's just talking too little bit. That's avoiding the relationship. So you want to find a good balance. So maybe throughout the rest of the week, you can
call each other like once a day.
Yeah, at night to see how your days went.
And don't over text. Of course, don't purposely really ignore the text.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're busy, go ahead and do that thing, because it will build a mystery.
A few texts a day is good.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there texting every second, replying every minute as soon as they reply.
Yeah. So like, let's say you see them reply, but like you're in school, wait. Because look, it doesn't really matter in the end that you might do a call at the end of the night.
Unless you see and it looks like an emergency, of course.
Yes. And if it's an emergency, you should probably be calling, not texting. That's another thing. Calling or even Skyping, really. So be sure. And look, at the end of the night, you could call, so you don't have to text a lot. Because by the end of the night, you guys could talk about your day and stuff. Yeah.
And I think calling is so much better than texting. Like, we used to text a lot more at the beginning of our relationship instead of calling each other. But I find texting is very impersonal.
Distant. Like, it's not,
Yeah, you also can't hear the tone of their voice when they're texting, so there's a lot of miscommunication.
That's important too.
That could happen, A lot of miscommunication and fights could be avoided if you talk and you can hear how the person says something.
Because you guys, if you're in an argument, you don't want to be texting because you're gonna rush to text and stuff and get that out. So you might as well talk. You want to hear that person's voice, like you said, to get really just closer and stuff, because you won't feel that connection, because in the end you'll probably be burnt out from that. And of course texting does also kill attraction, and you don't want that, of course, when you are already in a long distance relationship.
Okay, I think we're good. Number 5, keep track of your memories.
So memories are super important. That's the things that you really hold on to when you are separated and not like seeing each other, that period in between, that distance.
Where you can't really make memories together. You want to hold on to your other memories that you made previously to help you keep pushing forward. So some things you can do are take videos together, make a YouTube channel together.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We took photos.
Yeah. That's
what we did. So photos are always great. A lot of people do that anyway. So guys, take photos. Of course, be sure to take photos of like a bunch of moments, especially the really good moments.
Yeah.
And obviously try to remember the memories that you can't really take a photo of. There's always those little things, you know, those little things that you always remember. Try to remember those if you can, write it down, but really take photos and videos. And we started this YouTube channel
to make
primarily
memories.
To make memories, of course. And we like doing this as well. But it's to make memories, because could you imagine looking back a year from now and just looking back at those memories?
That'd be really cool. We might do some reaction videos.
Yeah, and if you're down in the moment and you're sad, of course, you're still sad, you could always look back at your channel or videos that you have, like personal videos on the phone.
Or pictures. Or memories that you have written down, and it can help you.
Yeah. Number 6, avoid dangerous situations. Now, what we mean by this, and this is of course not for everybody, but this will definitely help your relationship out.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes in with the communication. This one's a really unique one that you don't hear a lot of people talk about, but that is.
Some of you might not agree with it, and if it doesn't work with you, you don't have to take the advice of it.
Because maybe both of you guys don't agree with this, so then it won't work. It won't work out in the end. But of course, one of the things is avoid going to clubs, parties. Now, okay, parties, you guys understand, there's within reason, like there's many definitions of parties, right? You know what parties I'm talking about, and clubs as well. Doesn't mean you can't have fun, and if you do go to these places,
parties or clubs, you should let your partner know, because if you don't let them know and they like see your friend post a picture of you at this party, they're gonna start to feel suspicious. They would be worried. They'd start to lose trust in you, and this can lead to bad, negative things in your relationship.
Yeah.
So you really should either avoid it or tell your partner beforehand when you're going. Or go with your partner when you're together.
Yeah, or you should go, if you're together, you should go with your partner.
Yeah,
Actually,
that'd be way more fun.
Yeah, that's what we do. Actually, we don't even go to parties.
We don't go to parties or clubs.
We're boring.